Guys, welcome back to another episode of Completely Cocky with your boy Darius Rush.
And you boy Josh Van.
Coming off a tough loss against Missouri. That was a good team. 23-10 loss. It was multiple opportunities for both sides of the ball to make plays to keep us within that game, but unfortunately we couldn't come out with the win. But that game is over with. We're on to another game, but we're going to recap that game for the most part. From a defensive side, just looking at it, we did our part. Our goal to stop the run was limit them to. We don't want them to get more than I think three yards per carry. We met that goal, but we didn't meet goals in terms of the explosive plays. They have more explosive plays than us. That comes from the perimeter, just getting off blocks and knocking plays down when they shouldn't get the explosiveness that they had, including some explosive passes that may have gotten out. But other than that, from a defense standpoint, uh, we gave them 14 points at the beginning of the game. So putting our offense in a spot where they feel pressure and they got to catch up. So putting them in that 14-0 hole, yes, you don't want to just spot a team 14 points. So, but from that point on, we allowed them to kick field goals to try to keep us in the game. So from that standpoint, from the defensive side, I'll say that's where we didn't execute. We didn't stop the explosive plays, and the plays that we should have made, they weren't made. Whether that was fitting a gap, missing a assignment, letting somebody go free. We all played a part in that from a defensive standpoint, from the linemen to the linebackers to the secondary. So there are some things in that game that we did right as well. So not there's some things you did right in that game, and there's some things you did wrong. So in this case, the wrong outweighed the good. So that became the result of what it is what it is. Uh, what would you say from like an offensive standpoint? How did the game go for the offense against Missouri?
Um, I guess how everybody saw it. It didn't. It wasn't our best game, or one of our best games that we had this season. Um, so how we, I guess how we both talk about every game, every week is a season, man, and especially playing this league in the SEC, man. It really you really just never know how those games may turn out, and it'd be a battle out there every week, and it was just one of those games that we just lacked. I would say everything, but it wasn't our best game offensively. We didn't take advantage of our opportunities. Like we talk about every week, coming up against an opponent, um, and it was just I don't know, man. It was tough. But I would say like it really wasn't anything that Missouri did. It was just stuff that we just kind of like beat ourselves with. The communication really wasn't really wasn't the best. I really don't think everybody was dialed in. But like I said, you really just can't dwell on it. Like I said, it's a tough loss. It was our second loss at home. It was a game that we should have won, but what I'm saying, we just kind of just lacked on offense, and it games like that is it's kind of like everything just falls back on one another, whether it's offense, defense, special teams, and it kind of sucks in a way just because when we can't get anything rolling on offense, we got to put you guys back on the field after you guys just came off, so you really just can't get the break that you guys need, and then you guys will fight your butts off, but then like you said, you guys they go up 14-0 on us, so then we get the ball back, and then saying we get back off the field really quick, so you guys come back on. So it's just kind of like one of those games where everything just combines together, and it was something that we wish we could have back, but at the same time just really just can't dwell on it. Missouri, it was a good team, man. It's one of those sleeper teams where you just cannot take it lightly. Um, like I said, they had just came off a hard fought battle against the opponent we have this week, and we was on the roll, winning four straight, and we just couldn't get complacent. I feel like that's what we kind of did for a little bit, just for the slightest, and it came back to bite us in the butt. But I say you just can't dwell on it. The offense, we will get it right coming up. They said we've been in practice all week, grinding, trying to learn from our lessons, learn from our mistakes, and just try to get better as a team, as an offense, every position, quarterback, running backs, tight ends, receivers. Um, just trying to come together as a complete offense for our opponent this week. Like I say, it'll all be on display this Saturday. Like I said, we got Vandy this week in Nashville. That's where Vandy is, right? Yeah, in Nashville. I will say, I hope it doesn't rain.
Yeah,
every
so
year,
we putting that out there
every
already
year, every year we play those guys, it rains.
in the rain.
So for you guys coming up there, make sure you dress appropriate. I will say that. We're very excited to do our first read for our friends at Bluestein Attorneys.
We are proud to be supported by Bluestein Attorneys. Bluestein Attorneys level the playing field for those who need someone to stand up for them and make sure they get the justice they deserve.
Founded in 2000, the woman-owned law firm is headquartered in Columbia, but helps to fight for the injured and disabled all across the Palmetto State. Bluestein attorneys also represent veterans all across the country to get the VA benefits they deserve for their service and sacrifice to our country.
I'll say that those women are doing a great job, and it just showed that not only men own law firms, but women also are making a very big impact, especially with the things they're doing in the world today.
If you need to talk to a lawyer you can trust to shoot straight with you, contact them at bluesteinattorneys.com.
Bluestein attorneys are all proud graduates of the University of South Carolina School of Law. As alums and even a former Gamecock letterman, they are proud to support our podcast, Forever to Thee.
Huge shout out to our amazing friends at Bluestein Attorneys for all their support.
Yeah, speaking of Vandy, I mean, they're having a pretty good season, I'll say. Like, having a great season. They started the season off 4-0. They went all the way to Hawaii. They went all the way to Hawaii to play. So that was I think that was their season opener, and since then it went on that 3-game win streak after that. So Vandy's a good team. They're very disciplined. Disciplined team. They don't beat themselves much. So they're a team that can capitalize off your mistakes for sure. Um, but from a defensive standpoint, looking at their offense, they've been playing two quarterbacks, 13 and 5. Five is a quarterback that he can use his feet and he can make plays. He can make you miss. And he's once he get out of pocket, he's trying to go yard with it. So he got some speed to him as well. 13 was more of your pocket passer kind of quarterback. He threw some great deep balls to 14, who's their primary playmaker. He's uh, number he's number two in touchdowns this season. Number two in touchdowns this season, and I think he's third in receptions or something like that. So, and Hyatt from Tennessee is number one. So he's a pretty good receiver. Of course, he's their downfield guy. Wants to throw the fade ball. Wants to get him in one-on-one coverages. So looking at that from that perspective, they want to be an explosive team. They want to throw the ball down the field and make explosive plays. So our keys to that would be basically we gotta we gotta take that out their game. So from a secondary standpoint, that means being very technical, man. You gotta be a technician. Like this is the game where all your technique is going to come into play to be able to play teams like this that want to throw the ball down the field. So our technique is going to be key. Our fundamentals and just executing our jobs. So whether that's fitting a run gap or being in a certain coverage, we all got to make sure we're on the same page. They also want to run the ball. Their running back is pretty good as well. Like uh, like more of a stocky kind of back, and he's like a bowling ball is what we classify him as because he's going to bounce. Like he'll bounce, you bounce right off him. So you gotta bring your feet when you're tackling this guy. So I'll say this team we're about to play, they want to run the ball if they can, when they can. They want to throw the ball down the field and try to get explosive plays. So that's my perspective of this offense that we're about to go up against up in Nashville.
Darius, do you remember a game where you got caught or messed up because you were tired?
I say a game that I know I had some like MAs on was Tennessee of last year because they were like a tempo team, so they was trying to snap the ball and get as many plays in as they can. So just going up and down the field, it was like very exhausting.
Well, shoot, sound like you should hit cycle bar.
No doubt. Cycle Bar offers the best premium indoor cycling in Colombia. It is super intense and high energy, but unlike a lot of workouts, it's actually fun.
Cycle bar takes pride in their music. The rod is built around music, and it's the music that riders lean on when times get tough.
Riders come to feel alive and live in the moment. They know that whether they ride the best in class or just starting out, Cycle Bar is where they belong.
We highly encourage you guys to check it out. And guess what? The first ride is free.
Just go to cyclebar.forestacres.com and book your ride today. You can also follow them on Instagram for all the latest content. So, what would you say about their defense that you see? I know, like, their edge guys. I know they got like long athletic guys over there on that
You
defense.
call them boys Stretch Armstrong. Them guys are long. And they got some dang long guys on that defense, man. It's gonna be a really fun matchup. They got some guys. It's another sleeper team that you can't go into their home stadium, whether it's home or away. They're a sleeper team that you cannot take lightly. They got one of the top guys, number 0. I think he's leading the SEC in tackles.
Yeah,
He's pretty long. Like you said, they're edge guys, 13 and 98. Yeah, them guys are pretty long. They're long on the outside at cornerback and safety. Like I said, it's gonna be a fun matchup. Like I said, those guys they play hard. They're leading. I think they're leading the SEC in forced fumbles. So ball security will be key. And I put in perspective, I think it will rain. So it's just like all those things you got to take in account for. On the offense side of the ball, you just got to make sure you have good ball security whenever you have the ball in your hand, so you don't give guys a team like that is leading the SEC and forcing fumbles opportunities to make that happen on defense to give their offense good field position to go score. Um, so you just gotta make sure that everything is really detailed. I think they're leading the SEC in less penalties per game. It's something like that, man. They're really disciplined. They're a really disciplined team. Like I said, we was going over that in our team meeting this week with Coach Beamer. But like I said, their defense, man, we just got to go take advantage of all of our opportunities. And I say that again because I don't know if it's going to be raining or not. But if it is raining, we just got to run the ball. Got to run the ball with perfection. Make sure we got a hat on the hat when we're blocking, whether it's up inside or on the perimeter. And we got to take advantage of our shots when we do drop back and throw the ball. But like I said, those guys, man, they are really detailed and really disciplined, and they're long as crap. So we really just got to go and execute, man. So I feel like it's gonna be a fun matchup. Like I said, I can't wait. 7 o'clock. I think it was my first 7 o'clock game. I think it's the first night game we played against those guys since I've been here. So I don't even know how that's gonna be up there in Vandy at night. I think it'll be pretty cool.
Vandy at night. Yeah, yeah.
I think
I
it'll
feel
be.
like we played them at.
No,
Yeah,
I
we
don't,
played them
I
at
don't
night.
think you ever
Yeah,
played them at night. I don't think you ever played them at night. Maybe here in Columbia. But I think every time we played them, it's been like 12 o'clock or like a 4 o'clock game. I think it was a 4 o'clock
yeah.
game one time, maybe a 3:30 because they're an hour behind. But regardless, we just gotta go take advantage of our opportunities, man. Um, like I said, just can't wait to get another game in the books of the senior season. So just gotta go win, man. Gotta go
Yeah.
win, man. Coming off that loss, it sucks, but We just got to go win. So that's my take on that defense. How you think? Like I said, coming off a loss, how do you feel like you guys on the defense side of the ball? How do you feel like it's been for you guys in practice this week?
Man, this week was a little personal for the most part because it's like we pride ourselves on trying to go out there and make sure we fulfill our goals, and we didn't fulfill every goal. Um, Maybe we got like held them to a certain amount of yards, things like that. But it was personal because we didn't fill the column with a W, instead it's filled with the L. So I'll say from that standpoint, uh, we gotta be better. So I personally, this whole week that we took in account of being detailed, making sure that we're on our P's and Q's, and just going out and executing. So we took in account on Monday. That's one of our much more physical days in which we're just hitting a little bit more, but it's from a physicality thing. We want to be as physical as other things like that. So, and then when you move into Wednesday, that's not as much not as much more hitting, but it's still physicality there, and that's one of our fundamental days. Uh, Really technique days. I'll say our Thursdays are where most of our fundamentals come into play, and make sure we're fitting gaps the right way, making sure the back end communication on point. So I'll say practice this week was much more intent. Not like not that every week is an intent, but this week was very intent on making sure that every detail is taken care of and executed at the highest possible. So, what would you say from an offensive standpoint, personally, how this week went for you guys?
Very personal, just because, like I said, last week it wasn't our best offensive showing for ourselves and for the fans, for everybody that's Gamecock Gamecock football fans. That you just hate to see our team lose. Like I said, I know took it personal just because we couldn't score any points on offense, and you know, we pride ourselves, believe it or not, what I'm saying, if you do believe it or not, we pride ourselves on scoring points, man. I know we may not be scoring like 70 points a game, but we do pride ourselves on scoring points. And our ratios are pretty dang high and good. We get in the red zone, we score touchdowns. The majority of the time we're in the red zone. Um, like I said, our run game is pretty good. Our pass game is pretty good. So for us to not go out there and have the showing how we thought and how we wish we would have had, it's a little frustrating. But like I said, I feel like for the offense side of the ball, we had a pretty dang good week of practice. Just executing on everything. Whether we was going against you guys or the scout team, the energy has been amazing. Coming off, like I said, you would expect coming off a loss like that. I wouldn't say every team is like that, but there are some teams that kind of just mope around and just want to get through it. But I would honestly say like we've came out this week and it was a lot of great energy, a lot of competition. Like I said, we're just going against the first defense was doing good on good, going against the scout team. Scout team defense been giving us good looks this week. So we just go out there and execute on Saturday. Like I said, regardless, win or lose, man, we just got to come out there with that energy every week. And I honestly feel like this week has been one of our better weeks of practice. So we can just go out there and have a great showing on the offense side of the ball this week. So, you know, I feel like it's been pretty good though. But however, side note, did you see that Michigan versus Michigan State brawl thingy?
If you're gonna do something like that, at least take it with you. Not that I encourage it, but you gotta take at least one or two more people with you. But ah,
Yeah, I ain't gonna care. I saw that I think I saw that like 3 days ago. I was on Twitter And I had, you scroll through Twitter, and if it's a video, like it kind of shows the video. But it was one of
Yeah.
those things where I was scrolling through, and I seen it, and I scrolled past, and I had to like go back and like see what was going on. And I was like, no, man, ain't no
You
way, bro.
at first I thought it was an old video, and then I look again. I'm like, this from this year. Like this is recent,
That is
man.
that is crazy. Like, and like you said, if you're gonna do that, man, you got to take at least about, I would say about 5, because it was like their whole team, and it was just him by himself. I'm like, come on, bro, like you
I
got to
mean,
do better than that, man.
you gotta be smart, dog. Ah, you gotta be smart with it too, man.
He
I
seemed all right
mean,
though, but still, man, that ain't whatever you in like rivalry territory, like that's just like me or you, like anybody, man. Like you got people that may not like you don't like them, and say you live in this neighborhood and you want to walk through their neighborhood by yourself. Like, man, come on now, that ain't nothing you need to do by yourself,
uh,
man. That ain't nothing you need to do by yourself. I ain't gonna count, boy.
nah, bro. Um, but you saw Michigan State came out. I think what was it, like 3 or 4 of them that got suspended for that,
Yeah, I
and
mean, there's always a lesson with every. There's always some consequences with every choice you make.
and
So I mean,
that lesson was just because you don't like somebody, don't mean you got to go fight them.
yeah,
How about talk it out?
you can have a aggressive an aggressive conversation. How about that? And an aggressive conversation, but just do not put your hands on people, folks.
It will end very, very badly. Yeah, but for the most part, um, Missouri game is behind us. We're on to the next game. Uh, each week is a new week. Oh wow! Each week is a new season. Sorry, in our building, I had to catch myself. Each week is a new season, and you're just trying to go 1-0 each season. So that's how we're taking it. And this being the first game of November, the old saying is they remember November. So how we want to end this season will base in how everybody looks at this season. Like, what did they do in November? As the old saying of that. So first game of November, just trying to go 1-0 each week, and that'll be our first stop up there in Nashville versus the Commodores at 7:30. So as always, we appreciate you guys for supporting this podcast. And if you're traveling to the game, make sure you're traveling safe. No drinking and driving. And if you're flying, have safe flights. Uh, can't wait to see you guys out there in Nashville at 7:30 against the Commodores. As always, we appreciate you guys. It's your boy Darius Rush.
And your boy Josh Van.
Peace.
Yeah, this is perfect.